So we're having a very good startup platform. They call themselves Engine Mailer. Engine Mailer is an alternative email marketing tool that you all can use. One good thing about them is that you can store as many database as you want, and it's for free, unlike other email marketing tools. But once you send email out, that's where they start charging you pay as you go, or there's a subscription fee. So please ask questions, because some of you may have already been using prominent email marketing in the market. Last time when I joined MDEC, we were very actively using MailChimp. But because our database grew, MailChimp is free for you to use up to 2,000 subscribers. Because our subscribers list grew, we went to GetResponse. That was in 2018, I believe. Then 2019, we have to change our provider because of MDEC internal protocol. We use a provider called MooSend, M-O-O, Send. And this year, in 2020, we use a provider called mTarget. I will be dialing into Suchitra in 1 minute at 225 so that she can. Suchitra, please get your slides up ready before you share your screen. You will be the camera will be facing you first to introduce yourself. Good, thank you. So you have your two teams in this group chat. So let me paste the group chat onto the women's group and also the e-commerce group. Bear with me. Going there right now. Okay, I'm going to dial into Suchitra right now. Suchitra, get ready, yeah? Let me dial into you. Suchitra. Hello.
Hi, Carol. And hello. Hi, everyone else.
Very smooth already, huh?
Yeah. Yesterday was a bit.
Unlike the other day, we had some hiccups.
But it's all good, yeah.
Sorry, is Jeffrey there? No.
Jeffrey is not here. He's actually stuck in another con call. Everything is happening concurrent. Everyone is just busy and con calls everywhere now.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I will pass the screen to you.
All right. Okay, so hi everyone in the digital space. I'm Suchitra and I am from Engine Mailer. So basically, like Carol said, Engine Mailer is a Malaysian-based email marketing software as a service. So if you're familiar with products like mailchimp, GetResponse, SendGrid, we are some gang with all of them. Just that we are the local flavor. So today, I'm going to be basically talking about how email marketing can probably improve your e-commerce businesses, and also give some ideas, especially to those that want to get into it, but you have no idea where to start. So it's a bit of a mixture of both. So if you've already started, maybe you'll find this useful because I'll be adding a few things. I'll be talking about not 100% on email marketing, but also the basic things of how you have to start first before even coming out with your plan. So yeah. So that's that. That's about it. And you can ask any questions. I have my two colleagues. They are both ladies as well. Actually, fun fact: a majority of the people in Engine Mailer are women. So yeah, well, power to the women, right? So yeah, so they'll be answering all your questions. I have Jami and Lisa. So if you have any question about Engine Mailer, how it works, what kind of features we have, please feel free to ask. They will be very glad to answer you. Yeah. Okay, so we shall be ready to start now. Hope everyone is ready well. Okay, so yeah, so hi again, and basically today we're going to talk about how can email marketing help maximize your e-commerce sales. So before we actually get into the solutions or the ideas on how to do email marketing in the first place, I think we need to first address the misconception on email marketing. There's always this common thing that marketing emails are spam. We consistently hear that. There's always this main concern that if they were to send out any emails, people are going to report it as spam. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, why do you feel that people think marketing emails are spam in the first place? And then from identifying those reasons, then you can actually come up with a plan to counter those problems in the first place. So what are the reasons here? The first is you're obviously receiving contents that doesn't make sense for you. It's irrelevant contents. And when you're consistently receiving it all the time, what is the first thing you do? You either unsubscribe or you report that email as spam. Secondly would be, it sounds very impersonal and non-human-like messaging. You always prefer things to sound very personal to you, regardless whether it is a mass email or a one-to-one. People will prefer something that is not robotic, and nowadays it's all about customer service. Even though you have really, really good products, but if the customer service is bad, people ended up leaving you and go for your competitors. The third one would be incorrect information about you. And this has happened to me a couple of times, which I feel it's something that is very sensitive, because I'm your customer, I've given you all the information that's needed, but you still address me wrongly. Probably the spelling of my name is wrong. Or you send someone else's emails to me. So these are the things that could make people feel like you do not care about them, and also another reasons why they will actually go to a competitor. And lastly would be, they have never subscribed to you, you've never subscribed to them. And this is so common because people want to have quick wins where they use bot lists, because they have this assumption that if you just buy a list, or maybe I'll just hit a few guys out of there that will potentially want to buy my product. But you don't know that actually that's one thing that we lack in terms of awareness on how to actually do email marketing. If you actually buy a list and you send out randomly, if you have very, very high unsubscribes and complaints, that could actually end up really bad for your reputation and in terms of your domain. And if every time you keep on sending out and you're asking a question that why is my emails keep on going to spam, this is actually one of the huge reasons why. It's because you buy lists instead of sending out to people that genuinely wants to receive emails from you. So before I get into email per se, also I would like to share some few numbers that could interest you guys. Firstly would be personalizing your subject lines. Right? Subject lines, what we mean by this is that you notice that when you receive your emails, we send it out and then you see a subject title of what is it about the email that makes you want to click. Now, personalization, it works because, for example, if I were to address you as, "Hi, Carol," or "Hi, Suchitra," or "Hi, Suchi," it's more personalized. It feels more like, okay, this is something for me, and the chances of you actually clicking on it is much more higher. And it doesn't have to take a lot of work. It's just a matter of you accumulating the right data and importing the right data into whatever email marketing platforms you have. Secondly is targeted and personalized email tools can increase 45% in lead generation. So lead generation, of course, I think most of you are familiar with this lead generation thing. A lot of us do it differently. We use our social media, we use our website, we use SEOs to do it. And these are channels that you can use to actually do lead generation, and emails is also one of the ways to actually do it. And the best thing about emails is that you can target those people by segmentizing them and also personalizing the contents based on whatever targets that you have already defined. Thirdly, lead nurturing and nurtured leads produce average 20% increase in sales opportunities versus non-nurtured leads. And this can be a very good example, especially when you are using a bot list. right? People that you do not know, as compared to people that actually opt in to receive emails from you and who are actually genuinely interested in knowing your products. So you know for a fact that, okay, this person is interested in, for example, product A. So I'm going to be sending him information that's related to my product A and educating him on the benefits of using that product. So the chances of him buying, it's much more higher than you sending out to a random person who's not even interested in that product in the first place. So I hope that makes sense. And the next one is nurtured leads make 47 larger purchase as compared to non-nurtured leads. And this correlates with the previous one that I actually mentioned.
The line got cut off, so I'm going to dial in again to Suchitra. Okay. Suchitra, just hang on for a moment. I'll call you in. The line just got cut off. I don't know how. Okay. I'll dial you back. Okay.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying just now, automated lead management produces 10% or greater increase in revenue within 6 to 9 months. So what do we mean by automated lead management? So it's not necessary just for email marketing. It can start from when someone visits your website and they click on something that's interesting to them, like for example a certain product. So your website will be able to, if you're able to configure and basically set a logic that if anyone that clicks on a certain product, you'll be able to send them a certain information about the product, for example. And if they have registered into your e-commerce platform, but they have not purchased anything, but they're actually clicking around, you can actually send them product. You can actually suggest to them products on what you'll be interested in them, relating to the product that they actually click, not random products. So these are a couple of examples, which I will then list down a few more later on. So just want to share you some statistics here, and basically I think in all, we're just basically trying to tell you that when you do personalization, when you do proper targeting, when you do plan what type of contents and that you want to send, you'll be able to generate a much more lucrative results as compared to just blindly sending out things or blindly targeting people that you don't even know who they are. So this is something that we first have to understand. To produce better leads, you require a proper understanding of the customer's buying process and journey. So what do we mean by this is that each customers have different characteristics. So there is the B2C customers and there is the B2B. So how they make decisions, what kind of what points do they take to actually consider to make a decision to purchase something? It's different, and it's something that you should understand first before jumping in to how you want to market it or how you want to the messaging in terms of messaging. And for the customer's journey, what do we mean by this is that you first have to understand in which point of the journey are they in, and what type of emails or what type of channels that you should use to actually connect with these people. So the first thing that we're going to touch on is the two types of customers that you have here. One would be the B2C and another one is to B2B. So the B2C, if you can see here, it's very much straightforward. They are mostly impulsive buyers. They go in, they see something that they like, they can just click purchase immediately. They don't need multiple decision makers. It can be just your own in your credit card or your debit card. As long as you have money, you can just make a decision. You don't have to wait for anyone else. Thirdly would be it can be a short-term or a long-term relationship. Okay, but it's obviously leaning heavily to short-term. It's fixed prices. So what you see in the website is what you get. Direct payments, And lastly is quick deliveries. So you purchase, you pay online, and then basically they'll just plan the deliveries for you. As for B2B, it's more careful. They are more careful. They have to rationalize in terms of what they purchase. They have to see a lot of points in terms of pricing, maybe. They have to do price comparison. They have to do features, quality comparisons. All those things that they have to take into consideration before they can make a decision. Secondly would be they will have, of course, multiple decision makers, because, sorry, there's one double E's over there. Got a little bit excited with the typing. So multiple decision makers. So of course, when you have a B2B, the prices are much bigger. I mean, they're paying a lot of money sometimes, and at most times, and you will have a lot of layers of how many people that actually is going to be wanting to purchase from you. So there's going to be someone from procurement, your higher management, there's so many layers of people to make the decisions. And of course, the next one will be long-term. It is a long-term relationship. Personalized prices. So some will have a certain requirements that they need, that you have to come out with a dedicated and create a dedicated package, for example, to actually fit their requirements. Post-delivery payments, of course, sometimes it goes by monthly, and the month, or depends on your payments. And lastly is on-time deliveries. Basically, it's all scheduled at a certain time that it's going to be sent. So these are actually the difference, like some of the difference that I've picked up on the difference between a B2C and a B2B. And the reason why I put this in here is because we first need to understand who are you selling to in the first place, right? And from knowing who they are, then you will know how to actually put the message out there with them. So now next is to actually understand the customer's journey. So I've taken this framework to help create the whole journey and in your strategy. The first is, of course, awareness, right? So what do we mean by awareness here? It's not brand awareness, but more of the customer's point of view of that they are aware that they have a situation or they have a problem and they are looking for a solution. So when they're looking for a solution, what are the avenues of them looking for that? They obviously will go online, they'll go on Google, they will type a problem that they're having or a product that they're looking for, and they won't be typing a company's name. If it's only if it's a famous company, then perhaps yes, but if not, then they'll be searching for how do I do this, or I have this problem. And those are the keywords that will be picked up. And how does it attract to your website is from the type of content that you actually put in, right? So after they've already Googled and then they searched and Binged all the information that they're looking for, your company came up. So what they will do next, they will actually consider. So in this consideration stage, they will pick few companies and they will evaluate from there. So how do I actually, what type of consideration that they will actually do? They will actually take based on testimonials or reviews. They will probably ask around, what do you think of this company? How do you think of their products? How is their service like? Is it good? Their customer service and so on. So there are a few things that they will definitely look into before deciding anything. And then once they've already found the best for them, that's where they actually will make the decision. And once they've already made the decision, it doesn't end there, okay? Because there is so many times we are so focused in acquiring new customers that we forget that we need to consistently retain the current ones that we have. And in fact, it's even more important to actually retain the customers, and even more cheaper to retain the customers than to actually get new ones. And the reason why we say this is because, one, you don't have to start from scratch. Secondly, this customer is obviously has trusted you already. They trust the product, they trust the brand, and that's the reason why they actually purchase from you. So what you have to do from there, you just have to take care of them. And how do you take care of them? You incentivize them, or just remember to give them offers. I mean, everyone likes some discounts here and there. So a 10%, 20%, a small thing is actually a lot for them, right? So this is a stage where you want to retain them and you want to make them be loyal to you. And last but not least is where we want to all reach, is when you want to convert them to be advocates for you, right? If you have these people as advocates for you, you don't even need influencers anymore. You don't even have to pay influencers anymore, to be honest, because these people are the ones that will freely go around word of mouth, telling people that this is the good experience that they had with this company. Yeah, this company, this product is awesome. This customer service is awesome. They really take care of you, and yeah, so and it's immediate trust from their friends and family, because it's people that they're familiar with and they trust already, that they know that this person knows what they're talking about. I'm not going to go and research anymore. They said that it's good. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to buy the product, right? So this is a very good 5-stage framework that you can put as part of what you want to build, regardless what platform. It doesn't matter whether it's email marketing, it can be a social media, it can be a website, and yeah, so you can basically apply this for anything, to be honest. So from that 5 stages, what are the samples of messagings that you can do with email marketing? So what we have done is that we've used a pyramid to actually cut it out to a few stages here, which is 6, right? Just now you saw 5, but the decision part, we have split it into conversion and also activation. So for the awareness and the consideration stage, these are the sample of emails that you can use. And we see it very often now, which is good. There is a lot of thank you emails that I'm getting. So if someone if I'm successfully registered in a website, I will immediately get a thank you for registering with us. And then followed by then I'll get a welcome email from them saying that, okay, you're a new customer and we felt like your first purchase will give you 20% off. So these are actually one of the few examples of campaigns that you can actually run to push people to make purchase on your website, right? And thirdly, this is something that I feel we are not there yet. I do see a lot of websites that are already slowly putting on blogs and articles on their website, converting it into lead magnets, which is great, and that's what we should be moving towards. But we also should utilize whatever articles that you have on the website and share it around, share it on social media, send it on in your newsletters. And especially if it's talking about issues and solutions, it's good. Because at the end of the day, you want to educate your customers first. You want to make sure that they know what questions to actually ask you, right? I prefer to actually meet a customer that know what questions to ask, rather than someone that I don't know. I heard that it's an in thing, it's an in thing to send this to do social media. It's an in thing to hire an influencer, but I don't know whether it makes sense with my company or not, and it tends to happen that way because there is not enough awareness or read-ups about it, whether about social influencing, what is it about, and then whether it makes sense to their business or not, right? So next would be conversion and activation. So this is where people, once they've already made aware, and then they're considering your product, they'll want to make a decision. So how do we actually convert them? So these are a few sample of emails that you can push further. You can give them free trials, samples, special promotional emails, anything that you can offer. It's basically like a carrot for them to actually try your product, right? People like everything free, or just a free trial or a test. Anything that's free to try or forever, it's great, and you have nothing to lose. So, and then the third one would be educating them on the benefits of your product. So you notice here there's two educational emails. The first stage, we are talking about issues and solutions and not really touching on your product first, because you do not want to hard sell, right? They know already who you are. They know what you sell already. It's there and then, point blank, So now you just have to address the why, the reason why you came up with that product in the first place. There must be because there was an issue out there that needed a solution to it. So for the educational emails is right now for benefits, it's more of telling, okay, if you purchase our product, these are the things that you will get from it, right? This is we have, it's organic, or whatever that's good for your health. People are all into health right now, and if you see a lot of people going like organic stuff is so very famous, and vegan, those, it's just words, but it's such powerful words. It drives people to purchase it, right? And lastly would be cart abandonment emails. So not many e-commerce companies have that right now. But I feel it's something that it should be put in place, because you can put a lot of things in the cart, and after a while, people they like to multitask, and they probably exit and totally forgot about it. And all you have to do is just send them a simple reminder that you've left a few things in the cart. I think if you purchase from Amazon, you will definitely get emails like this. And the chances of me purchasing it is so much more higher than rather than not getting any reminders at all. I'll just totally forget about it. So that's actually few samples to push people to actually close sales. And for retention and loyalty, these are the few examples of emails that you can do. Of course, sending out surveys would be a very good thing. A lot are very reserved in terms of sending surveys, because you're worried that whatever that's going to come back, it's going to be negative. But honestly, negative feedbacks, of course, there's the difference, right? That's all. You will definitely know which is the ones that are just purposely attacking you, and there's also the type that actually will tell you constructive criticisms on how to actually improve your product or your services. And this is something that you should take as a positive thing, right? Because that is one way that you can improve yourself. Okay, so I'll share my screen again.
Yeah.
Okay, just continue where I was saying. So for example, if your services is a type that is a subscription basis, and you can always send promotions to win them back. So for example, if that person has subscribed to you for a couple of months and the next month they decide not to subscribe to you, so you can always send an email to them like, hey, we noticed you're not subscribed this month, but if you do, you get a 10% off, So, and honestly, this kind of things is not something that you don't lose anything, to be honest. Like, you send it out, if they don't use the 10%, just don't use the 10%. But then if you send it out and they use 10%, you have the customer, and that's that. So this is one ways that you can do. Thirdly would be the reminder renewal emails. This is actually works great, especially, for me personally, it works really great for someone that has a lot of subscriptions. And when you send reminders to me, it works well. So, and to be honest, it's actually much easier to send through SMS, but SMS is costly. It's not something that everyone has the luxury to use or have the resources funds to actually spend on to send reminder SMSs. So email is another channel that you can use. It's affordable, it's cheap, much cheaper comparatively. And lastly would be birthday promos. So everyone likes birthdays. I think birthday is a happy thing, and I do get my birthday offers from Sephora, and that they just a reminder that it's my birthday month and you can spend whatever and you get a percentage off. And this makes me feel good. I don't buy from Sephora all the time, but when I get this discount, I just feel like I need to buy something because just for the sake of using that birthday discount. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of the day, it's very much more a psychological thing than anything else. And lastly, for advocacy, same thing. You give out surveys to them, or do a refer to a friend email or recommendation email. And this one you can do it. I think you're very much familiar with how Grab does it, right? And yeah, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm already at the last part of which is the advocacy stage. And this is where you can send your more survey emails, and refer to a friend email, and also recommendation emails. So I think a very good example is like how Grab does it, and also like Damakan, for example, they have an offer like if you refer a friend, a new friend to actually purchase from them the first time, you will get credits or you'll get discounts. So this is one way that you can actually look into, and also recommendations. So if you're actually recommending your product to someone else, then this is you can get 20% discounts. So it's all about discounts and just promos. And you don't necessarily have to give these people 50% discount or 60% discount. No, you can give it 10% or 5%. Even though it's a little, but it feels like it feels a lot to them. Because it feels like they're being appreciated, and people are all about saving right now. And if they're able to save as much as possible, it's something that is good for them. So these are the type of messaging examples that you can apply in your whole email marketing strategy. Now, the question for the people that has no idea how to start, but they want to start, right? How do I start this email marketing? The first thing, of course, is not to register straight away to a platform. No. Is to build your list, right? So building a list is important because it does take time. It's not something that can be built in a day. It obviously will have to put hard work. I think all of you who has owned businesses will understand that nothing comes easy. We all have to work hard for it, and if you want something of quality, then it does take time. So for those who already have an e-commerce website, you obviously will already have a bunch of people or data of people who has previously purchased from you, and those are the lowest hanging fruit that you can focus on to send out emails. And because not only to send out mass emails, but you can also identify them, who they are, what do they like, what have they bought from you previously, and you curate your content based on that. Secondly would be to include pop-up to sign up and to get voucher coupons. So if you have gone to a lot of e-commerce website, regardless whether it's local or international, you will see that it's pretty common now to have a pop-up to encourage people to sign up, and you get a 15% or 20% voucher when you give your email address, right? And this is also one way that you can build your list. Thirdly would be lead magnet. Now, lead magnet, if some of you do not know what it is, I'm sure you would know notice this this way when you go on a website and you read an article, and they basically will say key in your email here, and we will email over the article to you or more detailed research to you. So that is one way. That's one way, and then it's called lead magnet. So you basically using something to make them give their emails or their details over to them, right? The fourth way would be through your blog posts. So if you're putting a lot of blogs, you can just basically tell them to subscribe to your blog, right? So they don't necessarily have to register for your to the whole registration process. You can just ask them to subscribe to your blog, and then you just write about what's happening in the current e-commerce ecosystem, for example, how to improve anything that's related to e-commerce. You can actually write an article about that, and it's a good thing because this is where it will help in terms of if someone were to search for something online and it grabs and it pulls over to your website, so it increases the visitors into your website as well. Next would be to run a contest on social media. So social media, I've always said, is the best platform if you want to do mass awareness. It's not email marketing. It's definitely not SMS or email marketing. Those are the last channels to actually do mass awareness. Social media is definitely one of the best channels to actually do it. And this is where you can actually run all your contests, submit your email to us or submit your details to us, and then, stand a chance to win whatever, And lastly would be remarketing ads from website visits. So this is where you will see a lot of people visiting, for example, Agoda, and then you're clicking here, you're clicking there, and then when you go to Facebook, you see the same things that you was looking on the website. It's actually on your Facebook or your Instagram, whatever. And there's also another way where you can allow them to fill up form if you want them, if they're interested to know more. And so there's actually a lot of ways that you can actually build your list. It's not necessarily you have to only rely on your website. Please also use whatever socials that you have to get it, So I'm sure you have all the data. It's just that at the end of the day, even though how much data you have to make sense of it, because if you don't make sense of it, the data is just useless. So step 2 would be campaigns. So what are the type of campaigns that you can run? As mentioned, you can run a welcome email. So if someone completes the registration, you send them a welcome email saying that, you can thank you for registering, and then this is a promo code for you for your first purchase. And then secondly, this is what I wanted to mention earlier: abandoned cart emails. 70% happens. It's quite often. It's very high abandoned carts, and out of that 70%, by sending that reminder of the abandoned cart, you get at least 30% recovery of sales from there. So if you imagine, if you do not do this, you're looking at that much of potential sales loss, right? And this is how much you can actually recover from, which is a lot, and it's all just about including that one step of reminding people that you have stuff left in your cart. Right. The third one will be seasonal emails. So like Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Valentine's Day. Take advantage of it, because those are the festive seasons that people are willing to spend. Right. So they're willing to spend. They are looking for ideas on what to give to their loved ones. And nowadays, people would prefer to give things that are more useful, that you think that they feel that people can use it on a daily basis, rather than just as a normal gift, right? And lastly would be restocks or new product launches. So if some stock is, if for example, if you have multiple stocks, of course, if you only have one single product, it doesn't make sense for you to send out a restock email. But if you have multiple products and a specific stock has run out, so if you notice, I think companies like Zalora has put in like waitlist me, if I'm not mistaken. So if something is out of stock, they actually ask you to provide your email to them, so that they will know that if the next stock is in, they will know that they should send an email to you. And and you will potentially purchase it because, hey, it's something that you actually really like, and you're willing to actually provide your information to them and to agree to be part of the waitlist to actually receive that email or the notification. Okay, so it same goes to new product launches. So this is step 2, to identify the type of campaigns to come out with. And thirdly would be segmentizing your list, right? So this is something so important, but until now, a lot of even our customers, we find it a challenge to tell them that this is something that is very important for them to do. A lot just feels like, okay, can I just send one template to all? You can. It's not like it's against the law or anything, but I think at the end of the day, your goal is that you want to increase the engagements. You want people to open your emails. You want people to click your emails. You want to make use of emails so that they can go somewhere or to your website or to purchase something. There must be a goal and a reason why you are sending out a certain email, right? And the first thing and this is so important, and the first thing you have to do is first identifying who is who in your list. So the first one would be buying. There's two type of buying history here. People who has bought less than 12 months, and those who have bought more than 12 months ago, right? So the strategy is different. For those who bought less than 12 months ago, which is pretty recent, you will of course want to look into probably sending out product suggestions, which is related to whatever that they purchase. There is no point in you sending out about the products that they purchase because they know about their product already. They already purchased it. So what you want to do is probably want to give extra information. Maybe you want to give suggestions on, oh, you bought this product, this is what you can do with it. Or you want to go, okay, since you like that product, this is something that can complement this product, or this is something that you may like, right? And if this is something that you may like and you purchase, we will give you something extra. So there's so many ways to actually draw people to want to purchase more from you. I think it's just a matter of basically understanding who they are and where they fall in terms of the whole, what type of customers. Are they the B2C or are they the B2B? Which stage they are in the customer journey? And then in terms of buying history, whether they have purchased less than 12 months, okay, these are the stuff that we want to send to them. And if it's more than 12 months they have not bought, then you obviously will have to come up with a win-back strategy, a reactivation strategy. How do we actually get them to come back to us? So one way is, of course, giving them gift cards or promo codes. So if you come back to us, or we miss you, you get a lot of emails you see around, we miss you, and so here is a 10% promo code if you come back to us or you purchase something from our website, right? And the next one will be a reminder of renewal, subscription base. So if you have people, if it's a subscription base, you just have to segmentize them based on that. So if the person has subscribed for 6 months, okay, so you want to send a renewal to them, for example. It's also great to put that. And lastly is preferential subscription type of topics. So it's pretty common, especially for example, media website where they touch a lot on different types of topics. For example, they talk about sports, they talk about lifestyle, they talk about normal main news. So, and they allow you to actually choose what type of topics to receive from you. So the reason why they do that is so that they know that they are not sending irrelevant contents to you, right? And if you're able to do that, then that's great. It actually helps to segmentize your list first, so you don't have to do it manually. You can actually start from your website itself. Someone registers, you just give them a selection of topics that they want to hear from you, and then they select it, and then you definitely know, okay, this is the type of things that we can send to them, and this is the type of information that they do not want to hear from us. So yeah, so these are the top 3 things that you can do if you want to start email marketing. But the first, of course, and the challenging one is the step 1, but it's not something that cannot be done. We also have customers who have start from ground zero, and they build it in such a way and so well, they're able to identify who is who, to the point where they were able to increase their engagements from a 10% all the way to a 40%, and sometimes comes out to a 50 or 60% open rates. So at the end of the day, it's all about knowing what to send, and also to the right people. So this is a thing that I've always included in all our presentations, is of course the best practices. So this is something that is like a Bible for email marketing. You just have to follow this. It's not perfect. I mean, at the end of the day, marketing is like digital marketing or marketing in general, is all trial and error. There's no such thing as do one time and get it right. You of course have to keep on trying, but you of course have to keep on trying because customer behaviors change, time changes, situation change. Like all the situations that we have right now is just different, you know. But the best practices here do work regardless of whatever situations that you are in. So the first thing that you need to take into consideration when you want to start this is make sure that your email list is clean. So the reason why we say this is because you want to avoid high hard bounces. And what do I mean by high bounce rates is, like, for example, emails that are not valid anymore. And if you keep a lot of these emails, it can affect your deliveries of emails. And secondly, again, segmentation. I think it's like, I feel like I'm a small tape, like keep on repeating about segmentation, but it's just that important for you to segmentize your customers and to identify who is who, right? The third would be to have double opt-ins for new subscribers. And what do we mean by double opt-ins is something that we all experience as well. We just never knew the term. So when you register for something, for example, and you receive it in your email saying that, kindly verify, click this link to verify. Now that is actually called double opt-in. The reason why there's actually a verification email is to ensure that you did not simply put in anyone's emails in. So this is it sounds a bit of an extra work for the receiving end, but it will work. It helps a lot in the long run for you, because it just ensures that your list is clean and to ensure that these people are really the ones that want to subscribe. Fourth would be to allow people to unsubscribe easily. Till today, I still receive emails without the unsubscribe link. And this is obviously something that it's not a good thing, because it's definitely against it's something called CAN spam compliance policy. And I think this is you can easily just Google it. It's CAN spam, CAN-spam, SPAM. So they basically write about what are the things, they talk about what are the things, the guidelines of what you should do and what you should not do, especially when you want to do you want to send out mass emails. So the reason why we say that we should allow people to unsubscribe easily is because it just gives it easier for you anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, you do not want to keep a list of people that doesn't want to hear from you. It's more about quantity. quality instead of quantity. You much rather want to have 10,000 people who wants to truly listen to you, rather than 100,000 emails and you don't know who they are and you don't know whether they want to listen to you or not. So yeah. And next, ideal frequencies between 1 to 4 times per week. Okay, so this one, don't freak out. It's not a must for you to actually send 4 times per week. It's only for people who have a lot of content, right? And you cannot squeeze everything into one email. You will have to break it up. Having 2 long emails doesn't make sense. Please take note that there is a lot of please take note that all emails are just meant for you to show what to expect and to bring them somewhere, right? Emails are not the ones that's supposed to write the whole long article or the whole blogs, for example. Your aim is to actually get them to go somewhere else, to your website or to your Facebook page or to a campaign. So as I was saying, that consistency is good to help engagements. You want to create that kind of expectations from people. It becomes a habit, like people will expect that newsletter from you. And the highest achievement will probably be if so happened that week you do not send anything and then you get a complaint like, I'm not receiving any emails from you guys. So that complaint is probably an ultimate goal that you should have, because you know for a fact that people are actually reading whatever that you're sending out. So yeah, so the next one would be always have a call to action button, right? It makes no sense if you were to send out an email and there is no call to action whatsoever, right? It doesn't really matter. If it is just a notification email that you want to send something, but put a call to action to bring it to your website. It doesn't really matter, because at least they are going somewhere. At least if you bring them to your website, they might find something interesting over there, and then they'll end up clicking away, and next thing you know, they're purchasing something from you. We don't know yet. We do not know. So it's good to actually always have one call to action button at least in your emails. Secondly, it's not really secondly, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 is 7.1 would be don't do a hard sell, educate them, right? You want to tell them what is the benefits, what is the problem, what is the issues that we're getting or we have been going through right now, the solution to it. And if you were to actually do this or apply something, this is the benefits that you get out of it, right? So I'm going to take a very good example, Engine Mailer. I'm not talking anything about it at all from this, only the beginning for a while, but all I'm talking about is best practices, the goods and how it can help you. And the reason why I do this is because there is no point in me selling to you Engine Mailer if you do not know how to use it in the first place, right? So don't hard sell them. Sell them your why. Why did you come up with this idea in the first place? What inspired you to come up with this idea? You see iPhone and all. Why do people want to pay 5,000, 6,000 for it? Because they sell the idea to people that I can be the best photographer, I can be the best videographer, filmographer, or whatever grapher just by using an iPhone 11, right? So it's more about the angle and the messaging. And last but not least, avoid spam-triggered subject lines. So a very good example, you want to see, you just go to your spam or your junk, you see all the subject title, those are the words that you should avoid. Free, 100%, discount, those are the kind of triggered lines that Gmail and Yahoo and Hotmail, they will see and they're like, okay, you're a spammer, you're going to spam, right? So make sure that you see the subject lines. That's why even for subject lines, taking time to actually figure it out is well worth it, because one, it prevents you from going into the spam box. Secondly, subject lines is actually the first thing people see before they actually decide whether they want to open your emails or not. So yes, spending time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to come up with a subject title is well worth it, people. So yeah. So now, just to finish this, I'm just sharing you some conversion statistics. It's something that you can use as a guideline, but it's not necessarily has to be 100%. This is what you have to follow. Some industry will be higher, some industry will be lower, but this is a very good benchmark that you can use. As you can see, open rates and click rates, the behavior is different. Click rates, obviously people are clicking more on mobile, so that's why it's always important that when you come out with a design of the mobile of your emails, you have to make sure that it is mobile friendly as well, right? You don't want something that people will have to pinch and to look and to see if the wording too small or something like that. You want to prevent that from happening, because people are on the go. They always want to see clear and easy to see. Like, okay, where do I go now? Okay, you want me to click on this button? Okay, I'm going to click here to go here. So make it convenient and simple, right? So these are the statistics: open rates, click-through rates, unsubscribe rate, and spam rates. For Malaysia, open rates roughly on average is about 12 to 18%. So it's fairly low, but if you're able to go to 30-40%, that is fantastic, right? And so for the average open rates, the timing, these are the times that would definitely it will work, and it also makes sense because at the end of the day, people would tend to look at their emails only at they're more focused on working emails rather than leisure emails. Highest open rates is on Tuesday and Thursday, lowest is on weekdays, on Wednesdays. And we noticed that click-through rates are higher on Saturday and Sundays, but it's also depending on your target market. So if your target market is mostly young adults, they tend to look into their leisure emails on the weekends, right? So yeah, so these are the kind of conversion statistics that you can refer to. And yeah, so that's that. So if you guys are interested in knowing more about Engine Mailer, you can go on enginemailer.com. And it is sign up for free. So regardless whether you're, there's no free trial here. It's just free forever. So you can just sign up now and already immediately you can use. We have a free forever 10,000 emails per month free. You can sign up to 10,000 emails, and you can load up to unlimited subscribers. So like as Carol mentioned, regardless whether you're free or paid plan, you can upload unlimited subscribers. So basically, you can even just build your list on Engine Mailer so immediately. So not necessarily you have to send emails now. You can just use register on Engine Mailer, build your list, and then once you segmentize them nicely and you already know what to send to them, you have content to send to them, then you can start building all your emails on Engine Mailer and then start sending out on the free plan. Yes. So yeah, so if you have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can also go on you can add me on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn link is there. So you can add me up, and that's it. Yes. Thank you. Is it 10 minutes?
Yeah. 1 more minute to go.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, what else to say?
So now 10,000 email is free lah.
Yeah, so it's actually now and forever. Actually, to be honest, I think I take out the now. Sign up for free now. Sign up for free lah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they have a link to go to, right? enginemailer.com for them to register. So Engine Mailer team, can you type in your URL link inside the group chat so that the people can sign up immediately? So if they want to upgrade to 10,001, so they just have to subscribe, pay as you go, is it?
Okay, so for ours is pretty much it goes by plans. We have the first entry plan is you can send up to 12,000 emails per month, and it's only $9 US. So that's like probably like 36 ringgit, I think, 36 plus ringgit per month.
Okay, but do they have to pay in 1 year or they can pay monthly?
You can pay monthly. So the beauty of our plans is that you can upgrade and downgrade anytime. So for example, if this month you upgrade to a paid plan and next month you're not planning to send anything, you can just immediately downgrade to the free plan. So you don't have to cancel your account or anything. Just downgrade to the free plan only, and we won't charge you during that month.
Okay.
Yep.
Any questions, anybody? On the floor? So, okay, Jimmy, is it? Jimmy is the one that put up the engine mailer sign up already.
Yeah, Jami.
Jami, okay.
Jami, yeah.
Good. Okay, that was good. Please PDF these slides that you have, and then after that, post it on the group chat. Okay, these slides were only made available at the engine mailer group chat support. We have, let me see how many people that we have inside here. Bear with me. Engine mailer. We have close to, I think I saw 30 just now. Oh, we got 15, half of it, but it's at Go eCommerce. So this, the slides will be at the engine mailer group chat. There were 60 of people watching just now on the live.
Oh, great. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, 60 because we multicast it to the bigger group, but they have not come into they have not come into the support group chat yet. So the 15 people who are in the group chat, you will have a privilege to review the slides back, because it's a learning. There was an analytics that Suchi shared just now when you should send your email. We at MDEP also, we send email every Tuesday, but we send it at the end of the day, like 3-4 o'clock, because we got so many things to compile. Then after that, everybody will receive a newsletter on Wednesday morning. That's what we do. That's cool. How many subscribers do you guys have now, Suchi?
Right now we have about 3,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about 3,000 of them, and actually we have I think MDH is actually using our platform to send out their emails.
So give them a support, because they are Malaysia-based company. They are not all those foreign names that you hear just now. Suchi is saying all those mailchimp and GetResponse. So this is a Malaysia homegrown startups. So we have. Who else is here? Can I migrate from MailChimp? Of course, right, Suchi?
Yes, of course you can migrate. And if you're interested, if you're going to use engine mailer, and then since you attended this, you can just add me up on LinkedIn, and I'll give you a. So basically, the promo code will remove for the free plan. It will remove the daily caps of 500, because of the free plan we actually kept 500 daily. So if you can message me, I'll give you a special promo code.
So we have that. Ellie is the one who asked that. Okay, who else is asking questions? Oops. Okay, it's okay. Can share your photo already. Please sign up. Who is the question? Live watching. Or Coach Hasrul, can I migrate? So Ellie, you have to go into the support group, or go and find Ellie. And so go and find Suchi for your migration needs. So that's about it. Please come into the group chat. I've already posted. Where is that I post? Let me post it one more time. Go eCommerce. Go eCommerce. Watching live. Please come here. Let me post that group chat for them. So later at 4 o'clock, we will have. We're going to Middle East. We're flying to Middle East. Please go to this group chat for engine mailer support and access to the slides. So I put that into Go eCommerce. So we need that for the women's group and the export group. Where is it? Cross-border. So come back at 4 o'clock later. Suchi, thank you so much, and to your engine mailer team.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, so I'll share the slides in this group, and my LinkedIn is there. So you guys can just please add me. Okay. You can ask me a lot of questions. I can help you guys out. Yeah.
Bye, Suchi.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.